What's going on, YouTube? It's No Change coming to you live from PC Plaza, and I'm here with another commentary, and we're back for another episode of my Philadelphia Eagles franchise here in Madden 16. And for the third straight week, you guys will see the Philadelphia Eagles play in a primetime matchup dating back to when they played the Giants 2 weeks ago. This game won't be any easier. We are facing off against our division rival in the Dallas Cowboys, who have been on fire this season. They come into this Week 9 matchup with a record of 5-2, just like the Philadelphia Eagles. The difference is the Eagles are coming off of a 4-game win streak before they went into the bye, whereas the Cowboys are coming off of a loss last week. So we're playing for different reasons, but one thing that we're both playing for right now is the title to the NFC East through 9 weeks, because the winner of this one will move into first place in the NFC East and will increase their chance to make the playoffs and finish the season as the division leader. But we are getting Sam Bradford back into the lineup. RG3 will be riding the bench this week. You guys know it's been a fun ride with RG3, but our guy is back, Sam Bradford, who has been playing well. Here's a look at his numbers. Coming off of the bye week, he definitely needed that week to get healthy, and I know he's excited to get back out there with his guys and go into battle. And what better week to do it than against the 5-2 Dallas Cowboys and playing for the NFC East, or the lead in the NFC East. It doesn't get any better than this. And then on top of that, we're playing on the road on prime time. This is going to be a fun matchup. This episode's about 17 minutes long, guys, so get your popcorn ready. This is going to be a very good matchup between two powerhouses in the NFC. But on third down, we will be unable to muster anything. We actually get a 3-yard loss, and we will punt the ball back to the Dallas Cowboys. And that brings out Tony Romo, who has been absolutely locked in this season. 23 touchdowns to 4 interceptions halfway through the season. It doesn't get any better than that. Actually, not even halfway yet. And after this game, he will have played 8. And let's see if we can go ahead and shut him down and derail the success he's had. But Joseph Randle is going to run this one for about a gain of 3 or 4 there, and our defense needs to make a statement. But they're moving into Eagles territory with the hurdle from Jason Witten as he picks up a first down. Second down and 9. They're going to Escobar this time, and they are on the move early. Tony Romo 3 for 3 so far, 36 yards. And on third down and 10 from the 20-yard line now, Tony Romo shotgun formation is back to pass. Great pocket, has all day, gonna fire this one into Randall, and that's almost intercepted by Jalen Watkins as Malcolm Jenkins issued the punishment to the running back there who was going up trying to catch that pass. But second down and 10, we're going deep to Jordan Matthews, and he goes up over 2 defenders and snatches it down for a gain of 37. And we've seen this all season. He's the wide receiver we go to when we have man-to-man coverage, but in this case, it was double coverage, and Sam Bradford decided to give him a chance anyway. And 37 yards later, he's coming down with a spectacular catch. But we still face third down, and Byron Jones almost intercepts Sam Bradford that time. Bad hands on his part. Luckily for Sam Bradford, we will have to punt instead of having an interception, and Jalen Watkins will deflect this one and knock it to the 5-yard line to keep it from going into the end zone. They have to go 95 yards to get a touchdown on this drive. And second down and 9, they get about 10 yards closer as they find Dez Bryant on a comeback route, and he's trying to follow up a big performance he had last time these two teams faced off. And on that play, Tony Romo took a big hit and took a shot downfield, and Dez Bryant was being interfered with by Byron Maxwell. That's going to be pass interference. That's going to set them up in Eagle territory on the 47-yard line. Second down and 10. Jason Witten will pick up about 12 that time, and the Cowboys are threatening to add to their lead. They are already leading by 3 points, and the Eagles have yet to get on the board. And they're going to find Cole Beasley, who had a very nice game versus this team back in week 2 when he went for 71 yards and a score. But second down and 2 for this offense. They're going to find Joseph Randle up the sideline, and it looks like the Cowboys have a very good chance of increasing their lead in some way, form, or fashion here, as they are officially inside of the red zone. First down and 10, and Connor Barwin will bring down Tony Romo for a sack, and he's done that all season. That is nothing new to Eagles Eagles fans, and there was nothing Tony Romo could do to escape that one. And Connor Barwin, just a complete anchor and leader for this defense as he leads us in sacks. And that forces a third down and very long, 16 yards to be exact. And Tony Romo is going to be under pressure again, fires to the right side, and will be intercepted by Jalen Watkins, making another play in this game. One on special teams, one on defense. We got pressure on Tony Romo, and they come up empty as he turns it over, and Jalen Watkins making a great play on the ball. Looks like either him or Maragos was going to pick that off either way. But great play by our defender there. And Jalen Watkins is definitely making an impression here. We're handing it off to DeMarco Murray, who picks up about 11 that time. And he's trying to follow up his game in week 2 where he had 81 yards on the ground. He's trying to follow that game up with another good performance versus his former team and show them exactly what they let go of. And here's RG3 cutting this one out to the left side for a nice gain there of 7 and a new set of downs. And we wanted to see more of that from RG3 when he was starting in place of Sam Bradford, who fires this one into Zach Ertz, who gives a diving effort and comes down with the ball, secures it for a nice gain. And the Eagles are threatening to score here deep inside of Dallas territory. And DeMarco Murray takes the shotgun handoff up the right side, nearly scores a touchdown, but takes it up for a gain of 26 yards. And he's up to 74 on the day already in the first half. And he sits the next play out, and we hand it to Ryan Matthews, who scores a touchdown, and the Eagles take the lead over the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarco Murray being the workhorse on that touchdown scoring drive by the Eagles. Got him down to the 1-yard line after the 26-yard rush. Had a few nice rushes and first downs early on in the drive. And now the Cowboys have 2.5 minutes to respond to the Eagles' touchdown drive. And how do they do that? With a 75-yard touchdown pass from Tony Romo to Cole Beasley. And they respond immediately, and that's his 10th of the season so far. And what a great play by the Cowboys offense, responding immediately without really giving the Philadelphia Eagles a chance to celebrate their score. And the offense comes right back out on the field after that long touchdown drive. Interesting to see how they will respond here. 2nd down and 4. Bradford going over the middle to Riley Cooper, and they're getting close to Dallas territory. They may be able to tie things up before half, but instead Bradford is going to find Jordan Matthews wide open, streaking up the right side of the field for the touchdown. And the Philadelphia Eagles do it twice in a row. 2 straight touchdown drives, 1 score on the ground and 1 score through the air. And what a great play drawn up by Chip Kelly that time. We got the matchup we wanted. Jordan Matthews matched up man-to-man versus Rolando Maclin. And this guy's developing into a star wide receiver. You know who's going to win that matchup. But the Cowboys have some time left to make something happen. And Terrence Williams will snatch one down at the 40-yard line. They used their first timeout. They still have 2 left. And they could definitely get at least a field goal here. And they're going to lob this one up to Terrence Williams again. No Eagles defender in sight except for Jalen Watkins, who brings him down. And here's Tony Romo keeping the legs turning, but fumbles the football. Nearly recovered by Connor Barwin, but not quite there. They still have a chance on 3rd down and 12. Romo's back to pass. Fires one into Jason Witten. And with 9 seconds left, they're going to call another timeout. And they will settle for a Dan Bailey field goal attempt. And it is up and good. And we are going into halftime here at AT&T Stadium with a score of 14-13. Your Philadelphia Eagles are in the lead. Here's the halftime breakdown. We are absolutely killing them on the ground. They have only been able to muster up 27 rushing yards, whereas we have gained 82. DeMarco Murray playing a big part in that versus his former team. Not sure if that's any motivation, but Terrence Williams absolutely was motivated to truck over the defender that time, and he did just that. And they are into Eagles territory now. 3rd down and 6. They're going to their other wide receiver, who we have trouble defending always, which is Dez Bryant. They pick up another big gain. 2nd down and 12 later in the drive from the 31. Romo back to pass. Nice pocket, fitting a nice bullet into Dez Bryant between 2 defenders. 3rd down and 1 ensues. They would convert 3rd down and 8 later on, they're going to go to Beasley, and he will be brought down before he can pick up a new set of downs. But I'm sure they'll take that because they're able to take the lead with a field goal. And on 3rd down and 7, on the ensuing possession for the Eagles, we find Zach Ertz all the way upfield for a gain of 42 yards. What a great catch and route by Zach Ertz. He's been lethal this season so far. 3rd down and 6, we're going to Jordan Matthews, unable to make anything happen on the bubble screen. And we will settle for a field goal, and we will actually retake the lead here. We are now leading 17-16. Trading field goals are these two teams in this divisional matchup. And once again on 3rd down, Tony Romo threads the needle into his primary star wide receiver, Dez Bryant, and we're having trouble defending this pass game as a whole. And there's another weapon that Tony Romo has at his disposal. Cole Beasley catches this one over the middle to convert another 3rd down, but there is a penalty flag down, and it's going to be holding on the offense, so that's actually getting called back. So 3rd down and 20. Tony Romo, can he make more 3rd down magic happen? Going over the middle to Terrence Williams, and he nearly gets it after a gain of about 16 that time. Fortunately for the Eagles, he was brought down before he got a chance to pass the 1st down marker, and the Eagles get the ball back with a chance to push this lead to 8 points if they're able to get into the end zone. They've been having some trouble doing that, and Sam Bradford will be brought down for a sack, and that will bring up a 3rd down and 6 for this Philadelphia Eagles offense. And we need to get a score here because we're now in the 4th quarter and we have to make something happen. But instead, Sam Bradford is almost picked off. What a terrible pass. Orlando Scandrick got his paws on it but couldn't haul it in. Luckily, we're able to punt. Dez Bryant back to return, playing special teams, but he will fumble the football, but will recover it. Very close to disaster there for the Dallas Cowboys, and a good chance for the Eagles, but unable to capitalize. And the Cowboys offense is getting started with Jason Witten. Then they're going over the middle to Terrence Williams again, and this guy is just as lethal as his wingman Dez Bryant. But 1st down and 10, Tony Romo is going to get brought down for a sack, and that's a loss of 6 by Fletcher Cox. Great play, bringing down the quarterback, pushing them about 8 yards back from midfield, which could be crucial considering this is a 1-point game, and if they move into field goal range, they could take the lead here. 3rd down and 16 though. They've been good on 3rd down. Tony Romo scrambling out, gonna dump this one over to the left side, and somehow Jason Witten emerges from the crowd and comes down with the football. Tony Romo takes a hit, but luckily for the Eagles, he was past the line of scrimmage, so the magical would-be 3rd down conversion gets called back. And that is a blessing from the football gods for the Philadelphia Eagles, because they could have taken real control of this game if they had converted that. But 3rd down and 14 for the Eagles offense. Sam Bradford fires one into Josh Huff for a big gain, and that puts us just outside of Cowboys territory. We want to score while taking some time off of the clock, which would be the ideal situation for us. But instead, Christine Michael will be brought down for a loss, which forced us to punt, and our defense needs to make a stand, and Connor Barwin will get the sack fumble on Tony Romo. It will be recovered by their offensive lineman, and it ends up coming up as a loss of 15 yards. What a great play by Connor Barwin, forcing the fumble. Not a great play by the offensive lineman, picking it up and running with it. He should have just fell on it. Would have been better. And on 3rd down and 25, they almost convert on a jump ball to Terrence Williams, but our defense makes a stand. Now our offense needs to take some time off of the clock, and hopefully they can score a touchdown to make this even harder for the Cowboys. But on 3rd down and 5, we're going to Zach Ertz, and we convert a 3rd down, and we are all the way down to the 32-yard line. Handoff to DeMarco Murray. He picks up about 6 that time, and he is over 100 rushing yards versus his former team on the day so far. And he's not done yet, as he will pick up another 1 yard to pick up a 1st down, and we are now past the 2-minute warning, and the Cowboys have called their first time out of the half, but they're calling this play short of the 1st down marker by inches. So let's take another look at this one and see if he was in fact short. And his knee was down, but it looks like the ball was past that 1st down marker. Nonetheless, the refs end up taking a second look at that play, and I'm sorry my play art is over the ref as he makes the call, but it ends up getting reversed, and the Eagles get a new set of downs. The Cowboys have used all their timeouts. We need a first down here. We're passing it to Jordan Matthews with a diving attempt to seal the game for his division opponents. He has put the nail in the coffin. After this first down, we just nail on the ball and we're able to get the victory. Great clock management by the Eagles on that drive. We were able to run out, I believe, about 3 minutes off of that clock on the last drive. So there was some great clock management. And look at DeMarco Murray and Tony Romo sharing some words with each other, facing off for the second time in their careers on opposite teams. In the first matchup, Tony Romo was able to get the victory after throwing 4 touchdowns. This time it's DeMarco Murray and his new Philadelphia Eagles coming out on top. However, we still could not stop the pass game of the Cowboys. Tony Romo had a decent game after that interception, or other than that interception, but definitely not as good as he did in that first week. A big part of that had to do with our pass rush. We were on top of Romo every play. He was getting hit a lot, but DeMarco Murray just barely reaching 100 yards. No touchdowns, but definitely had some big plays there. Christine Michael had a few good games with RG3, but other than that has been really silent after being picked up off of the free agency. But more importantly about this game, the Philadelphia Eagles increased their winning streak to 5 games and move into first place in the NFC East, which is always a tough division. Those teams are always competitive, so it's definitely a fun division to play in, and the Eagles are on top right now. Cole Beasley, by the way, tore us apart. So did Terrence Williams and Des Bryant. So we've got to do something as far as this pass defense goes. Our pass rush is really good, but our secondary, our defensive backs, other than Malcolm Jenkins, has been shaky at best. But it's going to be black screen here for a few seconds. I just want to say a few things really quick, guys. I'm sorry about the hiatus. I've been pretty busy with doing a lot of different things. Actually picked up photography as well, doing some sports photography, and then also playing a hell of a lot of the division. And I've been pretty busy with that, and work, of course. And I recently got a girlfriend too, so she's taking up a lot of my time, guys. But I'll definitely be back, hoping to put out a lot of these videos a lot quicker. And I'll see you guys in the next episode versus the Dolphins later.